Using Google Ads Remarketing Tracking option, you can dynamically show ads to the users who interacted with specific products or performed a specific action on your website dynamically. For example, if a user viewed a specific product on your website, you can create various types of remarketing campaigns to show the same product that the user added to their shopping cart within the ads. So let's go to our Google Ads account and implement that for our website. Go to your Google Ads account and head to Tools, Audience Manager, and then select Details option under the Google Ads tag. Scroll down and expand the tag setup option. Select Use Google Tag Manager, and you'll be prompted with a conversion ID. So copy this conversion ID and go to your Google Tag Manager container. And as you can see, I have here several types of remarketing tags. You can see under the type, it is mentioned that this is a Google Ads remarketing tag. And if we clicked on any tag, for example, this is the add to cart tag, we can see that we have a conversion ID field where we have a specific variable that has the conversion ID that we have implemented. And we have also some other variables that contains values that we are passing to the remarketing tag. So let's create a new remarketing tag from scratch. Under tag configuration, click on this blank space and go to Google Ads and then select the Google Ads remarketing tag type. Within the conversion ID value, we'll be pasting the value that we have just copied from our Google Ads account. And then we have several optional fields, but in my opinion, they are not really optional. So we'll be skipping the conversion label, but we need to pass dynamic remarketing event data as this is the most important thing. We need to pass the dynamic data that the user have triggered within the event. So for example, we need to send an add to cart event when a user adds any products to the shopping cart. And additionally, we need to add the product name, price, everything we can get about that product. We need to pass it to Google Ads Remarketing Tag so Google Ads can perform to the max. So the first thing that you need to do is adding the event. So for example, we're now creating the add to cart event. So we'll just type add underscore to underscore cart. Then for the event value, we need to have a variable that pulls the add to cart data or price and send it to Google Ads. So I have a variable created that is called DLV add to cart price, which is this one. If you're not sure what are variables inside Google Tag Manager or how to create your variables inside Google Tag Manager, make sure to check out my free course on Google Tag Manager where I break down this for free. It's a completely free course. You can check it out. Also, if you are a Shopify owner, I have also attached a video in the description where it shows you how to create a data layer event where you can pull or create variables based on, I know it might sound a bit complicated, but it's not at all. I promise you, once you complete the course or the video that I added to the description, you'll have all what it needs to create these variables and set up the Google Ads remarketing tag. But yeah, anyway, we'll also need to have an event items variable that groups or store all of the products that the user have added to the shopping cart. And yeah, that should be it. And lastly, we need to add a trigger that fires when a product is added to the shopping cart. This is also covered in the video that I have attached. But for example, let me show you. I have a data layer event where it fires whenever a user adds a product to shopping cart. So I'm just gonna select it and give my tag a name, Google Ads Remarketing to cart. And if I save that tag, I can verify if it's working correctly or not. So let's do that actually. Let's save our tag and then let's preview our GTM workspace so we can see if these changes are working as expected or not before publishing it with the live environment. So let's hit preview, add in your website URL and hit connect. Now let's go to a product page and a product to our shopping cart. So let's try adding this to our shopping cart and go back to our preview mode. On the left-hand side menu, we can see the data layer pushes or the triggers that happen on Google Tag Manager on this preview mode. I have used the add to cart trigger on the left-hand side menu. And as you can see, this is the tag that we have just created. So seeing it under this menu, which is tags fired under tags, this means that the tag have been fired as expected. meaning that the trigger is working as expected. So let's click on the tag and then make sure that we're using the values option over here instead of names and show more. And as you can see, the conversion ID that I have just chosen is the same one that is visible within this tag. Also, we can see that the price is dynamically passing for the item that I have added to the shopping cart. So as you can see, it matches what we have on the website. And if you also use the names option instead of values, you can see that the variable that I have entered inside the tag is the one that is placed, but values, when using values, it shows us the dynamic value instead of the variable name. So this means that our tag is working as expected. If you have added any additional information to the tag, you should be also seeing it using the preview mode. For example, I have another data layer event that is firing over here when an item is viewed, and it fires this Google Ads Remarketing Tag. If we view this Google Ads Remarketing Tag that fires when an item is viewed, you can see that there are several values, more values that are visible versus the one that I have just mentioned. So for example, we have here custom parameters that shows us the page type and the visitor type if it's guest or an existing user, and then the item ID and many more information. So yeah, if you implement or send any additional data to Google Ads using this tag, you'll be able to see it here. And that's it. If you find this video helpful, I would really appreciate it if you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, like and share the video, as this motivates me to create more content. This was Ahmed, and yeah, see you in the next one.